Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Articulation Association. We're back with a Strange video. We're going to be talking Doctor Strange review. We are going to be talking spoilers, so if you have not watched it, make sure you like this video, come back, see what we got to talk about. With that, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, go check out everything in the description, and go follow these guys. We got Mexican Reviews, we got The Toy Dude, we got HC Comics, and we got House of Geekery. Bella is how we do it.
Great.
I really wish that sometimes you guys could hear some of the off-camera stuff.
Maybe I'll start recording and we'll do a blooper show every now and then because it is prime. yeah, it's good. These guys are fucking hilarious. So. But yeah, so Doctor Strange. So we also went and said again. Hold on, spoilers, just in case you missed it because your headphone went out or whatever. We are talking spoilers, so don't get mad at us. But yeah, Doctor Strange. Where do we want to start? Who wants to kick this off?
Secret Wars.
Okay, let's go there.
Yeah. Okay, let's just rip this fucking Band-Aid over. Yeah, I mean,
the incursions, man. They said the word incursion in that movie. I don't know, probably like 15 times. So I mean, it's a dead giveaway. Secret Wars is coming for sure.
Yeah.
So they in the story they have to like sacrifice another universe.
So in I think it's the 2015 run where basically universes are coming in close contact with each other, and I think they get put. Is it the 84 or is it 2015 where they go to Battle World? Is that the 2015 version?
I'm pretty sure it's 15.
Yeah, that was the Jonathan Hickman kind of Avengers run one.
Yeah, so I think what's going to happen is with He Who Remains or Kang or whoever the fuck he is in the Loki series, the big in-game type situation going on in this phase is like when time runs out, the end thing is going to be Secret Wars for sure. So,
yeah, basically, yeah, the universes are basically on a collision course.
Yeah,
one universe has to either destroy the other one, or both universes are going to end up being destroyed. So that was kind of the Hickman run era with Secret Wars. I think it was Secret Wars 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I mean they did mention it quite a bit.
And it's a cool sequence where we can potentially get X-Men and Fantastic Four in our universe because of it.
Yeah, well, I mean they've already announced that, right? Did they already announce Fantastic Four?
I mean, Fantastic Four is slotted for I think the end of 2023 at this point. But yeah, I mean, with seeing Fantastic Four in this movie and X-Men in this movie, and getting that this isn't Fox X-Men, this is animated X-Men. It opens up a whole fucking world for us, and it kills that dog shit.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the 2-3 minutes that actually 2-3 minutes, that 30 seconds that we saw Charles rolling in with that yellow chair and that theme music, everybody was like, "We're good." Fucking ticket paid for itself.
Yeah, sure did.
I lost my shit.
I'm all like,
And when they showed John Krasinski playing Reed Richards, I lost my shit, man.
Yeah. And it was back to back with that. That was just a crazy moment. It was just like, holy shit.
And even when they brought in Anson Mount for Black Bolt. I mean, from the failed Inhumans, series.
And they did him justice. He looked so good. Like,
he really
was one of the few times that there have been two captains of the Enterprise on the screen at the same time.
Pike.
That's true.
Dang! I didn't even realize that.
Nice. Yeah.
Look at.
I also like how the way they did Black Bolt using his abilities in this movie versus the fucking show was 20 million times better. That show was awful. I watched it though. It's anything Marvel related, I'll watch it.
See, that's why I was surprised when he came out. I didn't know he would be. I mean, of course, he's Illuminati in the comics. I didn't know they were going to pull him from that failed show and bring him back. That was crazy.
It's fantastic that they did. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's great that they did. It's great that they did. We're talking. Our characters get pulled into this other universe, and they have to go talk to the Illuminati, and we just get character drop after character drop in this little fucking sequence, and they do everybody justice. Like, they give us a fan casting. They bring in people from Captain Marvel to be Captain Marvel instead of Brie Larson. They get fucking Black Bolt.
What if cartoon?
Yeah, we get Captain Carter, and then Charles, who is, like Ian said, is the '90s cartoon Charles, not the Fox X-Men. Yeah. Even though it's played by the same actor, but damn, dude, like, they just knocked it out of the park in that one little spot. And and gave us one of the most gruesome deaths ever in an MCU movie.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Repeatedly.
100%. Yeah. And it was cool because we got Professor X in the trailer, so we knew it was coming. And that's what's crazy is they were still able to surprise us. Yeah. No one, I won't say no one, because I'm sure someone out there on YouTube, they called this, but oh my gosh, the just that theme, the only time that I had that nostalgic moment with a theme song was in that Ranger movie that we got a couple years ago when those Zords came out and they finally hit that song, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, because the movie was the movie. It was, it wasn't the best, but when they hit that nostalgia, is something else.
Well, nowadays my nostalgia doesn't even come from the movie; it comes from the trailers, because they weaponize nostalgia to get you into the theater.
Yeah. Right.
So, like, when Force Awakens came out, and they got this like quick beat kind of like quotes and shit, and then the Falcon like darts out, comes down, and they hit the fucking theme, like, I'm crying and shit. Like, it's crazy. That's what I'm saying. They attack your emotions with nostalgia, so you'll go buy a ticket and shit. So,
did they just do that with Obi-Wan with the Duel of the Fates?
Yeah.
Like, as soon as that trailer dropped and everybody heard Duel of the Fates, everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, is this happening?"
Yeah, it sure the fuck did. Yeah. So.
He's still emotional from that.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, man, this movie I thought was fantastic. Like, I'm a big Sam Raimi fan, so Alex had mentioned Drag Me to Hell, but I was even getting all these Evil Dead. Like, that's my shit. That's what brought me into the Sam Raimi kind of style of his directing and everything, with the ghost camera and the demon voices and the Book of the Dead and all the shit. It's just like, this was a perfect choice for a director. This was a perfect choice and Danny Elfman for the score. Fucking Benedict is crazy awesome, playing 3 different versions of this character. Like, it's amazing.
Dude, even America Chavez, who I honestly, even throughout the trailers, I was like, I don't really care for this character. I didn't care for her in the comics. Even walking away from this movie, I was like, you know what? That America Chavez girl is pretty freaking good, man.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah,
so good.
And not having, so I'm not too versed in the modern kind of Marvel comics and everything. So being introduced to this character, I'm like, hey, let's fucking go. Like, she's awesome.
The stunt double for America Chavez is from my hometown here in McAllen.
What?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Cool. Yeah. Very cool.
Son of a ball sack. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're like, so there was one thing that Reed, when he talked about his kids, man, there's a moment that man, I feel like it's setting up something for the future where, he can create universes, man. He's
Franklin.
Yeah, man, he's nuts. And I feel like there's gonna be a moment we get. It may be in 10 years where he gets his revenge on Wanda for killing his dad. Because there's still consequences in that universe. Those kids don't have their dad now. And you also got Sue over there who doesn't know what the hell happened. So you got this whole family that just hates Wanda. So it's like,
Franklin is what, the most powerful human character in Marvel?
Didn't he make Galactus his herald?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, come on, man. This dude's a badass.
Dude, did what was it? What was that? That series that they tried to modernize superheroes in the 90s. I'm trying to think. The Heroes Reborn. Remember how when they basically tried to undo Heroes Reborn, it would basically turn out that Franklin Richards had taken the entire universe and kept it in his own little parallel universe in the palm of his hand.
Yeah,
that's where he held everybody. In the fucking universe, like he's literally holding the entire universe in the palm of his hand because he didn't want anything to happen to it. I was like, fucking kid, man.
Yeah. And that's who wanted to just mess with this. Like, just I feel like it was foreshadowing because it wouldn't have, really have stuck anything if it wasn't Reed's kids. Like, dude, they're badasses.
Plus, kudos to Marvel, dude, for giving us Krasinski as Mr. Marvel. Because I mean, dude, for 4 or 5 years now, fans have been like, dude, John Krasinski would make the perfect
so many
Mr.
Photoshop fan casts of his head on the body.
So now that we have John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, do we get Emily Blunt as
I mean, that's all I'm seeing. That's all I'm seeing.
I think it's happening, honestly.
I would hope so, because I mean, I just watched A Quiet Place again, and man, their chemistry is so good, man.
And that's what I was talking about with my wife too when we left the movie. Like, she's already in the Disney stable with Mary Poppins and Jungle Cruise and all that shit. So it's like it's not that hard for Disney to be like, hey, we want to do this. Like, and it's not that hard for her because she's already familiar with them. So I think they better do it. I think they have to do it.
It just leaves, because I think some of these Fox and Sony movies have left just a bad taste in our mouth. Like, I mean, dude, once again, we're spoiling here, but dude, just watching Moon Knight and watching Oscar Isaac pull off these 2 and even 3 personalities.
Yeah.
And then you kind of look back and you're just like, spoilers. This is the same guy that played a terrible Apocalypse because he was given terrible makeup and terrible script. I was like, and now you look at it and you're like, the Apocalypse that we could have gotten would have been amazing had he been given the proper tools.
Who was in charge? Brian Singer, was that who that was?
No,
that was the original X-Men, wasn't it?
So he did Days of Future Past, but I don't know if he came back for Apocalypse.
I think he did come back for Apocalypse, because I remember hate tweeting somebody. I'm pretty sure it was Brian Singer, and I fucking blew his Twitter up so bad. That movie made me so fucking mad. I walked out of the theater pissed off, man. That they ruined that shit. Apocalypse is one of my favorite X-Men villains.
He did, yeah, he did direct it, so
yeah,
and he wrote it.
Oh, fuck. But with the whole multiverse and what's coming in the future, though, I mean, the wrongs will be corrected, so I'm not too worried about it. We can put all that shit in the past.
Yeah, I definitely think that we're gonna
That's what I'm looking forward to, a Fantastic Four movie, because of the shit we got. I mean, the last one we got was just horse shit.
I couldn't get through it. I watched a third of it.
Ugh.
Did you guys, speaking of Moon Knight, did you guys catch the Easter egg referring to Gore the God Butcher in that series?
I didn't. I missed that. Okay, so did they say something about him?
Well, no. So if you remember when the gods were gathered in the pyramid, where they're talking about gods being missing and they don't know where they're at, this is all happening while Gore is fucking them up. He's probably killed them already. So Gore's tied into this shit.
So sure. I think we were talking, Alex, about this, that they specifically weren't going to talk about it because they didn't know when in the timeline Moon Knight would hit and Thor would hit. So they were going to drop,
they were going to drop an actual line. They were going to actually mention him in the series. It was IGN.com. They basically confirmed that there was actually in episode 6, they were actually supposed to drop a line referring to Gore, but because they didn't know if the series and the movie would end up coming out around the same time, they just chose to remove it. But that makes all the sense in the world, because they did mention the gods being missing, and I didn't put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, I caught that, man. I didn't know he was. They were actually going to name drop him in the movie or a show. That's pretty badass. Well, there we go.
Doctor Strange was supposed to come out before Moon Knight, also. So I think there was some shit that they had to rewrite script, right? Yeah. So because they were going to mention other things too.
Yeah, that was because of the success of Spider-Man. I think they went re-recorded some new stuff or did something.
So since we have Fantastic Four slotted for next year, so they're confirmed. It's just a matter of how it's introduced, and right now where I guess fans are coming at is the big question of where were you during the snap? Why weren't you helping? It's going to be for Fantastic Four. It's going to be for X-Men. So we have it slotted. How do you guys think the X-Men are going to be introduced?
Ooh, that's a good question. Because at first I thought it was going to be, related to the Eternals. I thought something in the Eternals was going to show us that, but I was wrong. So I don't know, man. That's a good question.
Well, my thing was I thought, like, I had heard theories too that because of all the snaps, like all that energy that's being released from the snap would like awaken the X gene or whatever. So
I've also read the theory of WandaVision when she was, that's how what's her face got her powers.
So I mean, my thing is
Rambo.
that we have Wanda and Quicksilver, and they have called them mutants. So the mutant gene's out there and alive, and they confirmed that they didn't need the I forget which stone that they had they were trying to get Wanda stronger. She didn't need it. She always the Mind Stone, and so the mutant gene's alive in 616. So I think it complicates things a little bit that we have these characters supposedly out there. Obviously they couldn't use names because Fox had it, but do you think if they had Fox's the rights 5 years ago, we would be able to get a Logan name drop or an Xavier name drop here and there, and it would make this transition so much easier. You don't have to introduce X-Men, because they don't fit into the Infinity Saga, but you can introduce that into it.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, that's the reason we got that. Yeah.
They did that with Strange in Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
And that's the reason that we got that that terrible Inhuman series was because since they didn't have the rights to the X-Men, they were trying to introduce a version of the X-Men that they would be able to legally use. And that's why the person that was in charge of Marvel before Feige, he really pushed for the Inhumans, dude. I mean, when Marvel released that calendar that year, he specifically had them remove any mention of the X-Men from the calendar because they were unable to use them in film, so he wasn't going to promote them at all. And if you remember, Marvel, they blacklisted the X-Men for years because they didn't have the movie rights to them. I mean, dude, Marvel, they dropped the title and they stopped writing X-Men comic books for what, good 5-6 years?
Right.
Another thing, since you bring up the Inhumans, you also have the Terrigen Mist. So if you think about it, Black Bolt, what was this? The Earth 838? Is that what it was in the movie?
I think
so,
838.
So if he exists in 838, obviously he exists as another variant in 616. So the Terrigen Mist is also present in 616. So if you watch the shitty ass Inhumans, and also wasn't it in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well? It was. So you got the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that's canon using the Terrigen Mist. So I don't know. It's a good question, man, as far as how mutants actually, or the X-Men, get introduced into the MCU. I don't know, man. I have no idea.
I mean, I'm curious, and so you said variant, and Alex and I have talked about it, and I've been trying to wrap my head around a couple of things of, do you guys think that there's going to be a difference between a variant and a multiverse doppelganger? Where
now, variant is time related, not universe related.
Right. So we're looking at Loki, and we do have multiple Toms in that Loki season, but we're also looking at Alligator, Kid, Classic, Sylvie, all these variants from the time. But then we're looking at these multiverse where we get Benedict 3-4 different times. You know, so do you think that we're going to get an answer of the difference between them?
Sorry, I don't mean to change subjects real quick, but you just got me thinking about something. The comics, isn't Wanda, she only exists as one through all multiverses, and in this movie there was another Wanda. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I thought in the comics that it was just her through all universes. It was just one of her. But
no, there's multiple, because in the Ultimates, remember that their version of Wanda was actually hooking up with her brother's Quicksilver.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. I think
what kind of Game of Thrones shit is this?
Yeah. That was the good old 2000s, man.
Yeah, I hope they give us an answer, because I'm like, okay, is an incursion different? Like, is that what they're going to be using as like their multiversal doppelgangers and shit, as opposed to variants who are time related? They're different. It's so complicated. Like,
yeah, it really is. And now we're in this realm of building to Kang, and obviously we saw Sylvie kill the one who remains, and he's like, oh, well, now you get to see my variants, blah, 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 but there's so many different ones. Moon Knight, we could have gotten reference to one of the first variants where he was an Egyptian pharaoh, so yeah, now we're obviously building to Kang for Ant-Man and Wasp and the Quantumania, but it's like, I don't know, it just feels there's so much going on and there's not that much going on. Like, we're building up to something, but who knows what we're building up to.
That's the thing that was great with the Infinity Saga, is that every movie seemed like it was building towards something. And right now we're getting just little kind of hints and teases and drops, as opposed to an Infinity Stone in every movie.
We're not even getting hints or anything. I mean, we're 5-6 movies into phase 4 and we really don't know where we're going to. Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man, No Way Home. I'm blanking on what the other one was. We were looking at it last night.
Yeah, but you know what I was thinking about though? The reason that we were getting these bigger hints before is because they weren't they were basically just trying to get you this information between films. Whereas now they're not only trying to fill in the gap between films, but between shows as well. So they're actually spreading out the hints throughout the Disney Plus series as well. Because we just finished with Multiverse of Madness, but we're about to get Miss Marvel, and so that's gonna add another little puzzle piece to what this whole revolves around.
Another thing though is within those first 10 years, like, as fans and consumers of the media, we didn't really, as time went on with each movie coming out, I mean, you could kind of, I guess, figure out what they could be leading to, or try, or at least attempt to try to figure it out. But you didn't really know what to expect, because this was something new, really, that Marvel Studios was doing, is giving us these movies. So we weren't really used to that. But now that phase has ended and we figured out and realized what came at the end, and we got used to that type of information, now, like, we're in this moment and it's like, fuck. It seems like it's going, there's very, 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 very small chunks, but like you said, though, they have to fill in the gaps with Disney Plus and the shows on Disney Plus and stuff. So, but I mean, there's so much going on too, like Ian said. At the same time, you get all these different movies, but like, when you think about it, coming from each one, like, where the fuck are they going? But we know Secret Wars is coming. That's the answer, but I don't know.
And it'd also be cool. I meant to say something earlier about Secret Wars, is we potentially have an opportunity for Black Suit Spider-Man. They can actually do a true Spider-Man story now, and we get the actual origin of, Black Suit and Venom and all that. Well, I mean, not a good origin, because it's going to be convoluted from Sony.
Too different.
But it's fucking Sony. They're even able to fuck up an MCU fucking movie.
They always find a way. This is Jurassic Park, but with terrible movies. It's like life finds a way. Well, with terrible movies, it's Sony finds a way. Jeez.
I know. They
Fucking
Sony, like they're so money hungry. They will not give it up. Like they need to give this shit over to Disney, and they will never give it up because there's always going to be that fucking carrot on the end of the stick that is Spider-Man. As long as they have that, they don't have to fucking do anything.
And it sucks because they don't have the rights to Noel. Disney does because the character came out after they had the rights. So Disney's sitting on Noel and Venom. I mean, they're just gonna get to a spot where it's like, okay, guys, you need to give it up.
Hold on a second though. But if you think of, well, I don't know if we want to talk about this, but in previous movies, I think it was at the end of, was it Let There Be Carnage, that the piece of the symbiote stayed in the MCU.
That was at the end of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
No Way Home.
Oh yeah, No Way Home. So I think, man, there might be an agreement to let Marvel or Disney do their own thing, but with rights using just the name, the name Venom, because why would they show us that scene?
You're right. That's what we're talking about. Like it's, we should be able to get a correct story of, hopefully Peter's working at the Bugle. He's gonna meet this universe's Eddie Brock. They're gonna fucking hate each other because they're gonna fight over a girl, and then that little piece of symbiote is gonna latch on to Peter. We're gonna get Black Suit Spider-Man, and then he goes to Venom.
Yeah, because I'm not counting Venom. It's not Venom if there's no spider on his chest.
Exactly.
Right.
If there's no spider on his chest, it's not Venom. That'd be like Batman not having a bat and not having ears. It's just like, no.
Man. He'd just be man.
Yeah.
Man.
But I think that's all the time that we have for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let us know what you guys think about, where you're at with the MCU, what you're thinking. Let us know if we're just completely wrong with stuff that we were talking about.
Real quick, what's next? What was it?
We got
Miss
Thor.
Marvel?
Miss Marvel.
Oh yeah, we got. Are they both around the same time too? Right?
Yeah, I think Miss Marvel ends and then Thor comes out, and
Yeah, Love
then
and
Black
Thunder.
Panther. I fucking forgot that Black Panther's at the end of the year.
Yeah. And don't we have the Captain Marvel 2 coming out too this year? Or did it get pushed back?
The
Marvel's next year.
Yeah,
Marvel.
but
Okay.
we also got the Guardians Christmas special.
Yeah, that's right.
How about She-Hulk? And is that?
Yeah,
is
that's
that
this year too.
God damn.
Jesus.
I love
Alright.
it. I love when they give it all to us like this.
Yeah,
Give it to
you
me,
would-
baby.
You would like it all. But with that, we're gonna end the show. Let us know what's going on. Make sure you follow us, guys. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and we'll catch you guys next time. Later.